So what exactly did Tulsi Gabbard do to get added to the terror watch list? It came the day after she criticized the Biden administration right here on The Angle.
If they'll do this to a former U.S. Congresswoman and current United States military member, they will think nothing of doing it to an everyday American.
Our foreign policy decisions are being made by unelected people in the military-industrial complex who are profiting from us being in a constant state of war, and the national security state that has more power to undermine our freedoms and liberties when we are in a state of war. Kamala Harris does not have the strength to stand up to the military-industrial complex.
Okay, that's wild. Joining me now, Tulsi Gabbard, former U.S. Congresswoman, Fox News contributor. Tulsi, now, you serve this country in uniform, even getting deployed to Iraq. Thank you for going, unlike Tim Walz. And now you're being surveilled. I mean, it's a form of surveillance or hassling and intrusion upon your freedom to move by the government. What is this? I mean, I didn't believe it really when I first heard about it. I said, oh, that can't be. But how does this make you feel?
Laura, this is a clear act of political retaliation. There's no other way to put it. You laid out the sequence of events the very next day after my conversation with you on the air, warning the American people about how dangerous a Kamala Harris presidency would be. I was placed on this domestic terror watch list, which is called the Quiet Skies list under the Department of Homeland Security. The clear pain and real visceral hurt that comes from this is, as you mentioned, like many Americans, I enlisted because of the terrorist attacks on 9/11, to go after the Islamist terrorists who attacked us on that day, and to now have my own government now turn around and put me on a domestic terror watch list. It hits to the core and is the ultimate sense of betrayal. But we look at why they are doing this. It has a chilling effect. It sends a warning both to me and to anyone else who even thinks about daring to criticize our own government, which is a guaranteed protected right under the First Amendment,
yeah.
that we will be subject to a violation of our Fourth Amendment right to privacy through this kind of surveillance. And that's the biggest stress that's been caused by this entire situation, Laura, is now forever. I will always be looking over my shoulder, wondering if and how our government in any of these different agencies is surveilling me, watching me. Are they reading my text messages? Are they listening to my phone calls?
Yeah, I was going to say yes, yes, and yes. That's what I would guess, at least.
That is something you would see in China, Russia, North Korea, or any other dictator-run country where all their media is controlled by the government and everything the people say and do is controlled by the government. The United States of America, okay, this is unacceptable, and this is the Democrat Party of today. You literally cannot criticize a political party or opponent because they will label you a domestic terrorist. And that's exactly what the Biden administration has done to Tulsi Gabbard. Now, everybody should know who Tulsi Gabbard is. She's a former U.S. Congresswoman from Hawaii. She was a Democrat her whole political career until she opened her eyes and woke up to the truth. Until she decided, I am not going along with this radical political party who is trying to control every single thing that the American people do. So she left the Democrats behind and became an independent. And today, it's my belief that she leans mostly to the conservative side. She has been on a whirlwind media tour as of late, telling the American people what she is up against. She spoke out about bad policies of the Biden-Harris administration, the failures of the Biden-Harris administration, from open borders to high inflation to wars all over the world. She spoke up about it, and now she's labeled a domestic terrorist, and she's on a terror watch list when she gets on an airplane. Okay? And this is the United States of America. This is the land of the free. This woman served in the U.S. Congress, and to this day, she continues to serve in the military. She has been deployed overseas to Iraq in support of the United States of America. And because she's speaking out, and because she's telling the truth, the radical Democrats of today do not like it. They don't want their dirty secrets exposed. And that's why they're so against Donald Trump. Because when he was in the White House for 4 years, and while he was running for that, he had said he was going to bring out all the dirt on the dirty Democrats. And when he got elected, he put it to the side and he let it go. And they went after him every second of his 4 years in the White House. And they continue to do it today as he tries to regain the presidency to save our country from the destruction of not only Biden-Harris, but the entire Democrat elite as a whole. Okay? This woman, Tulsi Gabbard, is a patriot, is an honorable American citizen who serves her country and won election to the U.S. Congress, but she would not go along with the radicals. That's why she didn't seek re-election and she stepped down from office. So now she's letting it all out. And mainly the military-industrial complex. And we all know what that is. Military manufacturers of today, whether it be vehicles, weapons, bombs, ammunition, anything, if there are no wars going on anywhere, and if the U.S. isn't supplying these types of things to other countries, these companies, these billion-dollar companies, are not making any money. But under the Democrats, under Joe Biden, we have wars everywhere, okay? And he is continuing to give military arms to the Ukraine every single chance he gets. And that's besides the hundreds of billions of dollars he has already given them. So in turn, the military-industrial complex, the big companies, are continuing to make money and more money and more money. The Democrats of today are nothing but warmongers. Hillary Clinton was one of the biggest warmongers, although she may deny that. She's always been for peace and unity. We all know that's absolute bullshit. Time has come, people. When you're going to put a label like that on a former Congresswoman and tell the American people that she is on a flight list of domestic terrorists or a potential terrorist threat, what are we doing? They literally, slowly but surely, are turning the United States of America into a dictator-run country. That's what they want. And now we have Kamala Harris on the campaign trail lying every step of the way. Her VP pick is nothing but a stolen valor liar. He has told stories about being in war, carrying weapons of war when he never was. He left the National Guard when he found out his unit was going to be deployed to Iraq. So Tim Walz is nothing but a coward. He turned Minnesota into a free-for-all for LGBTQ surgeries, for riots, for burning down anybody's property with no consequences, because remember, St. George Floyd, he sat back and watched it happen. This is the team that wants to get elected. What do you think's going to happen if Harris gets in the White House? It's over. It is a wrap for the American people. If you believe that you are struggling now under Biden-Harris, your struggle is going to skyrocket under Harris-Walz. These people are no good. They're in it to fill their pockets with money, and that's the bottom line. There is no saving this country with another Democrat in the White House, like Donald Trump or not. This was a billionaire who gave up everything to become the president of the United States and didn't take one dime for service. He tried to save this country, and he was doing well until the Democrats decided we got to install Joe Biden in 2020, and that's what they did. And now they turned around, they kicked Joe to the curb, and now they made Kamala their savior. No votes, no primaries, no elections. She is the Democratic nominee. These people are dangerous. They care about no one but themselves, and they could care less if your house or my house crumbled above us, because it's all about them and making money for millionaires and continuing to destroy this country to make everybody obey every word they say.